I don't think so. Indeed.
Thank you for coming. After everything you've already done for Raven Rock, I hate to ask for more, but I can't risk Councillor Morvayn being killed. The Ulan family of House Lalu, a rival great house, has placed a death mark on the Councillor's head. It's a private matter. Let's just say they seek revenge for the execution of one of their own, ordered by Councillor Morvayn himself. The problem is I don't have any solid proof that anyone from House Lalu is hidden among us. Only my suspicions. Now that's just ridiculous. As second councillor, it's my responsibility to protect Councillor Morvayn from harm. I'm afraid that one day I'll awaken and discover him dead. I don't want it to come to that. I do. I've received some information from my sources that there could be elements of Ulan's house, House Lalu, already in Raven Rock. Raven Rock is a small settlement, so it's hard to accomplish anything in secret. If any of them is from House Lalu, I wouldn't be able to make a move without them knowing. I had a feeling you'd be willing to listen to me. I need you to start out by being my eyes and ears. Search Raven Rock and see if you can root out these traitors. The best place to start would be Geldis Sadri, over at the Retching Netch Corner Club. If he provides you any leads, check them out before bringing them to my attention. Can't afford to make any mistakes. Traitors. The lot of them. Their collaboration with the Empire may have given them unrivaled political and economic strength, but their hearts weren't with the Dunmer people. Lalu deserved every bit of hatred they received once the Empire released its grasp on Morrowind. Having past ties to the Empire immediately turned them into the scapegoat for the Dunmer people's suffering. They had welcomed the Empire with open arms and benefited from it. When everything was said and done, they were no longer recognized as a great house and were dismissed from the council. I maintain a few contacts in other Dunmer settlements across Tamriel. Most hail from House Redoran, but there are a few from other houses. Most of my contacts live leagues away from Solstheim. Sending the occasional message back and forth is all we can manage, and sometimes takes months or more to arrive. However, any information we can glean in times like this I consider vital to House Redoran's survival. During the Oblivion Crisis, gates to the Plane of Oblivion opened all over Morrowind. The Empire pulled most of its forces out of Morrowind to deal with the gates in their own homeland, leaving us virtually defenseless. We had no standing army at the time, just uncoordinated pockets of resistance. House Redoran took charge and was slowly able to build an army. It took years, but it became a force to be reckoned with. When the Argonians invaded years later, House Redoran's army was able to prevent them from sweeping across all of Morrowind. It would be fair to say that House Redoran literally saved the Dunmer people from destruction. Don't worry. You can trust Geldis. He's been with us for a long time.
Don't fire. Take a seat and get the cold out. Huh?
How can I argue?
I don't think. Welcome to the Retching Netch Corner Club, home of the finest Sioux jammer that will ever grace your lips. Well, well, Adril's got himself a spy, does he?
How can I
Well, Zura knows he needs all the help he can get. He's been chasing the Ulins for years now. No, I just think he's going about this the wrong way.
It would seem so.
Actually, I do. If you want to catch those slippery slaughterfish, you need to let them come to you. There's an Ulin ancestral tomb near the temple. Someone's been leaving ash yam offerings on the altar inside. If you were to wait inside for whomever that is, I'm betting they'll have some of the answers you're looking for. What makes you think I haven't? Anytime Adril and the Redoran Guard made a move, the Ulins must have been one step ahead and didn't show up. You can thank me if it works. Until then, I'd head to the tomb and wait until your visitor shows up. When a Dunmer is laid to rest, the body is burned and returned to the ashen soil. Since the ash yam is born of the very same soil, it represents rebirth and renewal, the fact that life ends and begins anew. Back in '95, Vila Ulin came to Raven Rock with a plan to take over our town. But Fetcher thought he could stir up the locals and use them against the Redoran Guard, and then murder Consular Morvain when we weren't looking. He arrived alone, but spread enough coin around to start changing people's minds. Half the bloody town joined his side. Can you believe that? He underestimated the Redoran Guard. They were organized and brought a swift end to the coup. Vila tried to run, but he was caught by Captain Veleth himself. Vila Ulin was executed a short time later, and his remains placed in the Ulin ancestral tomb.
Nah, I don't think so.
How do you think? It's a blessing. I've got regular paying customers again. Thirsty workers at the end of the day, and more coin than I can count. If you've got gold on your hands, you might talk to Rallus of the Colbjorn Barrow. I've heard he wants to excavate the place. Nothing specific, but I'm hearing rumblings of assassins living amongst us. I think they intend to target Councillor Morvain, but I can't be certain. Watch yourself out there. Looks like an ash storm might be brewing. Nah, I don't... So... How can I argue with that?
ん？行かなきゃダメなの？
How can I argue with that?
Yes. うん。
Ah, excuse me. I didn't realize there was anyone else here. I presume the same thing you're doing, leaving an offering for the departed. Forgive my surprise. It's just that I wouldn't expect that sort of behavior from someone who isn't Dunmer. Since there aren't any Ulans left on this island, I've taken it upon myself to leave the traditional offering in their stead. What kind of nonsense is that? I'm simply honoring a fellow departed Dunmer, and you hurl baseless accusations at me? Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to meditate a bit.
Plenty of work in the mine.
どうしてこんなに眠いのかし
Got
ら
warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds. How can I argue with that? No, I don't think so.
Yep.
行かなきゃダメなの
Yep.
The mines are open and the shop is busy again. Thank you.
Not my problem. Indeed. I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend?
You've brought Raven Rock back from the brink, traveler. I don't know how to thank you.
I hope Geldis proved useful.
How can
Have you
I
made
argue
any
with
progress? Telesu, are you sure? So Geldis' plan worked, eh? Every time we tried it, no one would ever show up. If Telesu's involved in any sort of plot to harm Councillor Morvain, I'm going to need hard evidence to prove it. I'm not kicking down anyone's door until I have solid evidence in hand. If you're wrong about Telesu, things would quickly go downhill around here, and the real culprits might slip away. I can't afford for that to happen. If you have
can I
evidence,
argue with
and
that?
it places your life in peril, I would expect you to do whatever you must to keep yourself alive. Here, this key should open the front door of the manor in case they've locked it. Good luck.
You expect me to believe that?
Telesu is wife to the family patriarch Vendel. They have a single child, a daughter named Miri. They arrived here 10 years ago and have been nothing but a benefit to Raven Rock ever since. They're quite wealthy, and they've been quite generous by sharing their fortune with the community. They've contributed coin, food, supplies, even helped repair a few of the buildings in town with their
How
own
can I
hands.
argue with that?
People have mentioned it's a bit odd about how close in age Mary appears to be to her father, but that's hardly a
You
cause
speak
for
the
alarm.
truth.
Just make sure you find solid evidence. If I accuse them without it, I'll be the laughing stock of the colony. You might think it's all perfume and roses now that the mine's open.
I don't think
But all I see is a new security problem on our hands. Making sure those shipments of ebony
can
make
I
it safely from the mine to the shipping docks is my new order of the day. And with Solstheim crawling with reavers and Azora knows what else, I can't risk any attacks on Raven Rock.
A little coin always greases the wheels.
Villa Ulen wasn't the first Ulen to live in Raven Rock. His father, Valen Ulen, was one of the first Dunmer to settle here. Unlike his son, Villa, Valen was a good man.
can I
He contributed to the community and was quite respected. When Valen died, his family provided the funds to construct the tomb. The Ulen family being a part of House Lalu didn't matter. It's Dunmer's tradition
expect me to
for the
believe
ashes of the deceased to be placed in an ancestral tomb. Valen Ulen and his son's remains were both laid to rest there because that's what he'd requested.
How can I argue with that?
Be careful. If the Severans have betrayed us, then they'll be well armed.
You expect me to believe that? You've brought Raven Rock back from the brink, traveler. I don't know how to thank you.
How can I argue
Good
with
job,
that?
traveler.
Traveling beyond the bulwark will be much safer as a result of your victory
You
at
expect
Fort
me to believe
Frostmoth.
that?
Many thanks. With the mines open, Raven Rock has become a significant colony of the Dunmer people again. I've been able to convince my superiors at House Redoran to send me the resources that they've been denying, now that we're deemed more important. Soon, we'll have a steady supply of workers and materials to keep things going for years to come.
You expect me to believe that?
You've never heard of House Redoran? We're the mightiest of the great houses, and we lead the Council, the ruling body of Morrowind. This isn't Skyrim, Outlander. A group of powerful and influential Dunmer families have been ruling Morrowind for millennia.
Expect me to believe
They
that?
embody a council made up of 5 great houses: Telvanni, Drez, Endoral, Sadras, and Redoran. Well, of course, with 4 other houses on the council, someone has to keep the rabble organized.
How can I
Our house
argue
leads
with
the
that?
council by virtue of our preeminence in battle, wisdom, and ancestral glory. Yes, I imagine it would to someone not of our people. If you're interested in pursuing the subject, help yourself to any of the historical
can I
volumes in
argue
my
with that?
library. Solstheim is theoretically under my rule, but without revenue from the mine, I lack the resources to actually govern anything but Raven Rock itself. Not that there's much beyond the confines of our town anyway.
Nah, I don't think so.
Well, there's a small enclave of Nords to the north in Skarl Village. They pretty much keep to themselves, and we both like it that way. Then there's Tel Mithrin to the east. The Telvanni live out there. Sort of a strange lot. But since we're both from Morrowind,
How
we get
can
along.
I argue with that?
Other than that,
expect me to believe
Solstheim is crawling with bandits and reeklings. But that's to be expected living in a frontier like this.
How can I argue with
My
that?
doors are open if you wish to discuss matters involving Raven Rock.
How can I argue with that?
Yes.
Not my problem.
Yep.
When you work hard enough, really get into a rhythm, everything else just fades away.
行かなきゃダメなの？ええ。
Watch it, Talisu. I think we might have a visitor.
Must have been nothing.
Watch it,
Careful,
Tamisu.
Miri.
I think we might have a bit.
ああ、ねえ。早く着かないかな。
You work hard enough, you would get into a rhythm. Everything else just fades away.
Yes.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend?
Did you find any evidence at Severin Manor yet? Then we finally have them. All that remains now is chasing them down and bringing them to justice. Good. I'm going to send 2 of the best Redoran Guard we have to take them down. I want you to assist them any way you can.
Indeed.
How can I argue with that?
If even one of these House Lalu Swits escapes, they won't just be after Councillor Morvain. You've proven devastating to their plans, and they'd stop at nothing to hunt you down. It's time to take the fight to them, and finish this.
Always greases the wheels.
See that you do. We can't afford to let these traitors slip away.
How can I argue with that?
Hello, Citadel's been abandoned for a long time. Be ready for anything.
It would seem... Huh? It would seem so.
If you're looking for passage, you're out of luck. No ships are heading that way.
ねえ、どこ？行かなきゃダメなの？
Is someone there?
どうしたらいいの？
Hello. Who's there?
そこをどいて。過ちを償いなさい。
How can I argue? You speak the truth. What was that?
What was that?
どうしたらいいの
I'm going to enjoy this. Come on, let's see what you've got. I'm going to enjoy this.
You're an ugly one.
I'll kill you when you stand.
Someone there. I knew it!
いないわ。
Lolly will have its revenge.
口だわ。行かなきゃダメなの？
How can I argue with that? How can I argue? Indeed.
食堂に行かない？
We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
Yep. Well, what happened? Were you able to track down Vendel? Out with it! Then, it's finally over. What of the Redoran Guard I sent to assist you? Damn it. I was hoping to protect our people by sending them, not end up with casualties. To think that Vendel would stoop so low as to hire those fetchers. I'm glad you killed him. Wonderful. Simply wonderful. Councillor Morvain will be quite pleased when he hears about this. Follow me, and I'll take you to the Councillor so you can speak to him yourself.
Hello.
Hello.
Vendel,
ごめんなさい。
but he's done so much for Raven Rock. Huh? How could this be possible?
They did it to gain our confidence, Councillor. They had us all fooled. I should have been more... I'm sorry.
Don't say that. It's not your fault, old friend. And you, step forward. What you've done for me, for all of Raven Rock, goes far beyond what I would have expected from a traveler to our town. For this, you have my deepest gratitude. Now, I'm certain Adril was prepared to reward you appropriately for everything you've done. However, since a bit of coin hardly seems like enough, I've decided to provide something more substantial. Since the Severin family, or whoever they were, turned out to be criminals, their property is now forfeit. As Councillor, I hereby award you Severin Manor, and everything contained within. You've earned your citizenship here, and I hope you'll consider staying with us as a member of our community.
How can I argue with that?
腹すいた。